Hello everyone, and welcome to my SW Update 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives fans wait for Kody and Robyn fallout this season. During Sister Wives Season 19, fans are starting to see TLC reveal some tidbits about Kody and Robyn Brown that weren't originally disclosed. As they fill in some of the blanks, it gives fans hope. After Mary, Janelle, and Christine have left, fans are waiting for Kody and Robyn's big fallout during Season 19. TLC gives little nuances about Kody and Robyn. In Sister Wives Season 19, Kody and Robyn Brown's marriage seems to be a little shaky. After watching Mary, Janelle, and Christine Brown leave, Kody is lamenting over the life he believed he would have. Admittedly, Robyn feels like the idiot left behind. Furthermore, Mary Brown is starting to understand that Kody and Robyn don't have her back now that she isn't in the plural marriage. Mary has confronted Kody and Robyn about Coyote Pass and now even shared her thoughts on pulling the trigger for the legal divorce. Seemingly, the show is building up to expose Kody and Robyn in an epic fallout. Notably, some Sister Wives viewers think Kody and Robyn are getting a redemption tour, but other people see production playing them. Seemingly, there is a blend of new narratives that fans aren't buying, but there are also light bulb moments being presented that help longtime viewers piece together motives. Likewise, some fans don't want Kody and Robyn to be included in future seasons. But are the subtle hints enough to save the show after Garrison Brown's passing? Save the show. Some people believe Sister Wives is heading toward a spin-off while others think TLC is about to rock the boat to keep ratings up. On Reddit, Sister Wives fans discuss recent episodes, but one fan slips and makes a funny mix-up while theorizing how they will save the show. First, a user says, "Freudian slip." Then, they explain, while watching the latest episode one said, "Alone to myself like a lunatic, if they want this show to survive they need another daughter, I mean wife." Seemingly, the user thinks it is funny because some people have speculated that Kody has the desire to keep Robyn's daughters, Aurora and Brianna, in the family by adding them as wives. While some people shudder to think about that possibility, Kody was certainly happy to bring in a much younger wife when he met Robyn. But as the icky thought accidentally crossed viewers' minds, some people are just waiting for Robyn and Kody to get their comeuppance. Sister Wives fans wait for Kody and Robyn fallout this season. Although some fans are ready for TLC to wrap up Sister Wives, other fans can't resist holding out to see Kody and Robyn Brown get what they deserve. Since Mary Brown is starting to speak her mind and Christine Brown Woolley is spilling secrets, fans think the show could amp up quickly. In a sprawling, in-depth analysis of the concerns circulating among devoted Sister Wives fans, many have expressed a deep-seated fear that Aurora and Brianna Brown, Robyn Brown's two older, adopted daughters, may not be equipped to survive the complexities and challenges of the real world once the cameras stop rolling, and this anxiety is rooted in a combination of their sheltered upbringing, the highly controlled environment fostered by their mother Robyn, and the overprotective dynamics that have long defined their family structure. Despite both being legal adults, with Aurora now 22 and Brianna 19, both attending college, their behavior on recent episodes of the TLC series has raised red flags among viewers who note that these young women, instead of exhibiting the self-sufficiency and independence expected of their age group, continue to display patterns of dependence and emotional infantilization, such as asking permission from their mother to attend church or make decisions about their personal lives, which many fans argue signals a lack of critical life skills and personal agency that could jeopardize their ability to navigate independent adulthood successfully. The concern is compounded by the fact that the family dynamics on Sister Wives have long been scrutinized for exhibiting a kind of insular, almost cult-like mentality where the authority of the family patriarch and matriarch, particularly Robyn's controlling influence, has stifled the daughters' capacity to develop a sense of individuality and self-reliance, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation and ill-prepared for making decisions in a world that values autonomy and critical thinking over conformity and obedience. Indeed, social media commentary has been rife with critiques of the girls' apparent inability to function as independent adults, with fans lamenting that their emotional expressions of uncertainty, as well as their passive acceptance of Robyn's guidance, even in matters as personal as exploring new religious communities or contemplating dating outside the confines of a pre-approved set of social circles, are indicative of a deep-rooted pattern of overdependence that could ultimately leave them isolated and disadvantaged when confronted with the harsh realities of modern society, where self-determination and the capacity to make autonomous choices are crucial for success and survival in both professional and personal arenas. Reddit.com. Further intensifying these fears are revelations from recent episodes in which the girls openly expressed conflicting feelings about plural marriage and church attendance, topics that, while central to the sister wives narrative, also underscore the broader struggle of reconciling inherited family beliefs with the individual's need for self-definition, as both Aurora and Brianna have shown a clear desire to carve out their own identities despite the overwhelming influence of a family history steeped in the practices and ideologies of plural marriage, which has long been a contentious and polarizing issue not only within their immediate family but also in the eyes of the public, who worry that their deep-seated ties to an unconventional lifestyle may leave them ill-prepared to integrate into a society that prizes individualism and often views polygamous or closely controlled family environments with skepticism and criticism. CelebratingThesoaps.com. Critics have pointed to specific moments, such as when Aurora stated she did not feel a personal calling toward the practice of plural marriage, or when Brianna expressed ambivalence about living a life dictated by the rigid expectations of her family's past, that serve as stark reminders of the girls' ongoing internal conflict, suggesting that they are caught between the legacy of a highly regimented family system and the demands of a world that expects proactive self-governance, mature decision-making, and a willingness to embrace both successes and failures as integral parts of adult life, a dichotomy that has left many fans wondering if the skills necessary to manage everyday challenges, from career development to establishing healthy interpersonal relationships, have been adequately cultivated in an environment where obedience and conformity were rewarded at the expense of fostering independent thought and resilience. IMDb.com. Moreover, the emotional tone conveyed by the girls on camera, characterized by a mixture of deference, sadness, and an almost palpable sense of resignation, has led to heated discussions on various online platforms, where viewers have expressed outrage and pity in equal measure, questioning whether the nurturing provided by Robyn has, paradoxically, resulted in a kind of developmental stunting that might render Aurora and Brianna ill-equipped to confront the myriad complexities of life outside the sister wives bubble. A concern that is not merely about the potential for personal misfortune but also reflects a broader cultural critique of how reality television and its associated lifestyles can sometimes blur the lines between genuine familial support and coercive, overprotective behavior that undermines the growth of individual autonomy, as one particularly vocal commentator lamented. The sight of these young women seeking approval for decisions that should be entirely their own is not just a reflection of personal deficiency but also a symptom of an environment that has, for far too long, prioritized the maintenance of a carefully curated public image over the genuine, messy process of growing up and learning to navigate the real world without constant supervision and intervention, a dynamic that, if left unaddressed, could lead to significant difficulties in forming healthy, independent relationships and pursuing personal ambitions later in life. Reddit.com. Some fans have even gone so far as to warn that without significant intervention or a drastic change in how they are allowed to engage with the world, Aurora and Brianna might find themselves trapped in a cycle of dependency, ultimately turning to partners or external figures who may offer the semblance of structure and decision-making authority that they never learned to generate within themselves, a prospect that not only spells personal risk but also perpetuates a troubling cycle wherein the victims of overcontrol become complicit in further entrenching similar dynamics in their own future relationships, thereby underscoring the critical importance of early autonomy and the development of independent life skills as a safeguard against the vulnerabilities of adulthood in a competitive, fast-paced society. CelebratingThesoaps.com. In this context, the fans' fears are not merely about the individual shortcomings of Aurora and Brianna but also about the broader implications of a lifestyle that, while it may offer immediate comfort and a sense of belonging, ultimately fails to provide the practical tools and emotional resilience required to thrive when faced with the unpredictable challenges of a world that demands self-sufficiency, adaptability, and the courage to question long-held beliefs in order to forge a path that is authentically one's own. indeed, as the discourse surrounding these issues intensifies both on social media and in the commentary surrounding recent episodes of Sister Wives. It has become increasingly clear that the struggle for autonomy in the face of ingrained familial and cultural expectations is a narrative that resonates far beyond the confines of the show, touching on universal themes of identity, freedom, and the often painful process of growing up. And in this sense, the situation of Aurora and Brianna serves as a microcosm of a much larger societal challenge, namely, how to balance the warmth and security of close-knit family bonds with the imperative of cultivating the independent skills and confidence necessary to succeed in a world that is as unforgiving as it is diverse, a challenge that many young adults around the globe face in one form or another, but which is made particularly acute in the case of those raised in environments that prioritize collective identity over personal growth, a predicament that fans of the show hope will be addressed before it leads to long-term consequences for these two young women whose futures, in the eyes of many, hang in a delicate balance between the legacy of a controversial family system and the daunting, uncharted territory of life beyond its protective yet constricting walls. People.com. Ultimately, while some supporters of the family argue that the strong bonds and unwavering support provided by such an environment can serve as a powerful foundation for resilience, the prevailing sentiment among critics remains that true survival in the real world requires more than just a safety net. It demands the ability to make decisions independently, to confront failures without constant guidance, and to build a life based on one's own values and experiences rather than those imposed by an overbearing family structure. And it is this gap between the skills these young women have acquired and the demands of modern adulthood that fuels the ongoing debate among fans, who are left to wonder whether Aurora and Brianna will ultimately be able to break free from the confines of their past and develop the full spectrum of competencies necessary to not just survive, but thrive in a world that values independence, critical thinking, and self-determination above all else. Reflecting on a tumultuous journey marked by decades of emotional complexity, public scrutiny, and the weight of an unconventional lifestyle, Meri Brown's decision in 2024 to embrace a change of heart stands out as a transformative milestone in her life, a turning point that not only signified her liberation from the long shadows of her 32-year marriage to Kody Brown but also marked the beginning of an empowered chapter defined by self-discovery, independence, and renewed hope for the future. For decades, Meri endured the challenges of a plural marriage that was as much a public spectacle as it was an intricate web of personal sacrifice and compromise. From the early days of their union in 1990 through years of navigating the emotional roller coaster that polygamy often entails, Meri's life was a series of highs and lows, a complex tapestry woven with threads of loyalty, heartache, and a constant battle to maintain her identity amid a system that prized collective conformity over individual fulfillment. In 2024, after years of living in a state of limbo, a limbo where the echoes of past promises, unfulfilled expectations, and the constant comparisons to Kody's other wives loomed large, Meri reached a moment of clarity. She realized that clinging to a relationship that had long ceased to nurture her spirit was no longer an option, and that the most courageous act she could undertake was to allow herself to truly feel, to reassess her values, and to redefine her identity independent of the institution of marriage that had once dictated her every move. This change of heart was not born out of sudden epiphany but was rather the culmination of countless moments of introspection, heart-to-heart conversations, and the slow but steady recognition that her worth was not tied to the approval or validation of a man who had, for too long, relegated her contributions to the background while publicly championing the ideals of a polygamous lifestyle that ultimately left her isolated and emotionally drained. Instead of allowing the weight of her past to dictate her future, Meri chose to